Thank you. Thanks first to your mayor, Byron Brown. It's always a pleasure and a treat to be in Buffalo, and it's a pleasure and a treat to be in Buffalo with the mayor. We've worked on these issues, I don't want to tell you how many years, because we still fancy ourselves relatively young guys, the mayor and I. If I told you how many years we went back on these issues, it would belie our myth. But when I started as HUD secretary, we literally in Washington worked through a lot of these issues and dozens of conferences since then. So it's a pleasure to be with the mayor, and I want to thank him very much for his help on putting this urban agenda together. This was a collaborative process. We talked to cities all across the state, but especially here in Buffalo, and the mayor's leadership was very important. Let's give him another round of applause, Mayor Byron Brown. Ms. Iglesias, thank you very much for being with us today and your help. Congressman Brian Higgins, thank you. Let's give him a round of applause for his great leadership. And Mayor Bob Duffy, who's going to be our resident urban expert. Pleasure to be with you. He's going to be a great lieutenant governor, Mayor Bob Duffy. All of you, thank you for coming. My colleagues from the state, controller, thank you very much. You know, we've been talking through this campaign about the dysfunction of the state government and the ramifications of the dysfunction of the state government. And we've been talking about the overall state finances, the state budget, the $8 billion deficit, how we have to get taxes under control in the state, we have to get spending under control in the state, we have to make the state government function once again. Vis-a-vis Albany, we talked about ethics reform, cleaning up Albany, bringing integrity back, bringing trust back to state government. We've talked about getting our fiscal house in order in the state, and how do you close that deficit without raising taxes, because I really believe all the issues we're talking about today, until you fix one fundamental problem, which is that New York cannot be the highest tax state in the nation, period. You want to keep young people, you want to keep families, you want to attract businesses, you can't be the highest tax state in the nation, period. It's that simple. And that is all in and around Albany, that's all in and around the legislature and the budget and getting that done. And that we've spent some time talking through. This issue is another area where the dysfunction and incompetence of state government has cost the people of this state a tremendous price, which is the state has relatively been absent when it comes to partnering with cities on what's called an urban agenda. The whole field of developing cities as cities, Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse, Albany, New York City, the state government has been asleep at the switch. When they were in the game, they were counterproductive in many cases. And yes, we have to take care of the macroeconomics, and yes, we have to get the budget under control, and we have to restore pride and dignity. We also have to have a strategy to develop this state's cities, city by city. Now, the basic parameters we know. The mayor's quite eloquent and expert on them. We need comprehensive solutions where the state is a partner, where the state listens more than talks, because the people in Buffalo know how to develop and redevelop Buffalo. And the state's approach is about empowering the city and empowering local communities. We just had a very good conversation with leaders of the faith-based communities in Buffalo. There's a lot of potential. There's a lot of capacity. There's a lot of foundations to build on if the state is an energized, active partner. And that's what this urban agenda is all about. I spent 8 years working at the Department of Housing and Urban Development, working in just this area. And much of the plan you see today reflects the lessons we learned nationally under the Clinton administration and the thoughts and the ideas of the leaders of the cities in this state today. A couple of points to highlight. Number one, the bedrock of any economic development, any community development is housing and home ownership. How do you spur home ownership? How do you redevelop homes? How do you take old homes and preserve them? That's probably the foundation of any local economic development, community development strategy. Second, getting the economy running on a micro level as well as a macro level. We talk in our plan about the New Markets Initiative, which is a federal plan which the state really hasn't taken advantage of. There's approximately $60 million that we believe we could leverage from the New Markets program with community development financial institutions. Third, the economic development potential of jobs, 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 and that is the engine that pulls the train, period. And if it's not about job development, well, then it's just not going to work, period. We also have in the plan raising the goal to 20% for minority and women business enterprises. That government should be doing everything it can as the government, as the contracting agency, to actually spur minority and women-owned business development. That's also a major part of the plan. And as we discussed earlier, the issue of violence, and especially gun violence, which is interwoven with all of these issues. And reducing the number of guns, illegal guns, through gun buybacks, which we've done together in the past. I very much support a bill that's pending in Albany now on micro-stamping that I think would make a significant difference and wouldn't infringe on anybody's rights, but addressing the problem of violence in our cities, especially gun violence. It is a very comprehensive agenda. It is multiple pages. There will be a test at the end of today to see who actually read. Maybe, since it's an extra thick book, we'll make it tomorrow. But a lot of work went into it, and I hope you find some of it interesting. My last point is this. In this area of urban development, it's gone on for many, many years, right? In many ways, it's a process. It's a journey. It's more than a destination. You'll never get to a point where you say, we are done. We have developed our urban centers to the maximum. It's ongoing. But as we've been doing this, and I've been doing it now for 30-something years, once in a while you get to a point where the stars align. Meaning what? Meaning there are three main players. There's in this case, you have the city of Buffalo, you have the state government, and you have the federal government. And sometimes, in my 30 years, you had a very active federal government, but you didn't have an active state government. Or you had a very active state partner, but you didn't have the federal government or you didn't have the local. We are at a moment in time where the stars have lined up. You have a federal government that is committed to this agenda and is putting their money where their mouth is. The HUD secretary is an old friend of ours, a former deputy to me named Sean Donovan. He's the HUD secretary for all of these programs in Washington. He wants to partner with New York. He wants to partner with Buffalo. We know how the federal government can be helpful. We have a tremendous delegation, what Congressman Brian Higgins can do. You will have a state government that understands this. If there's one thing I know in life, it's this. It's been a constant theme through my entire professional career. And we will make the state government an engine of economic development, an engine of community development, of housing. We will be committed to that. You'll have Bob Duffy as the lieutenant governor, who knows a thing or two about running a city. And you have great leadership in Buffalo today that is committed, that is energized, that is connected, that is efficient and is effective. And as I mentioned, we were with the faith-based leaders. You can feel the energy. You can feel the potential. We just have to do it. We just have to do it. And it's been a lot of years coming and a lot of years of promises. But this state and Western New York and Buffalo has every asset you could possibly have. Every asset. There is no reason why this economy is not humming. There is no reason why this region and this city are not flourishing. You haven't had a state government that is as good a partner as you deserve. That's going to change in January, good Lord willing. Thank you, and thank you for having us.